Hey there, thanks for watching. My name is Christiana and my channel is Well Behaved Wallet, where I talk about mindset, motivation, and making or saving money. It's official, the year is more than halfway in the books and we got some stuff to talk about. So August is upon us and I am here to share my August budget and let you know kind of how things are going to shake out. I'm excited. I got some plans on the horizon, so let's get into it. All right, so I got my notes here and my plum paper planner with my, it's actually blank for August so far, but I got my preview here ready to go, so I'm going to share that with you. And I'm going to call this sort of events to anticipate and things that I'm anticipating. And it's exciting because I feel like in the past when I'd done like either a budget preview or a recap, I'd always been like, oh, I don't know, in the preview, and oh, well, that kind of got away from me in the wrap up. And while certainly there are months like that, like you could not possibly anticipate that, and for sure there are things that you cannot anticipate. In this, the way that I've kind of restructured and tweaked a little bit, let's just say I'm excited to see how this shakes out. So I will start by listing events that I know are coming up and how I'm going to plan for them, and then I'll tell you what I'm planning for each of the 8 variable spending categories that I track. So here are the events, and then I'll tell you how much I'm allocating for each category. The events are, I have a friend's wedding coming up this weekend, so the first weekend in August, a friend's wedding, and I will be putting money aside for a gift. And then the second thing I'm really excited about is going to FinCon in September. So for those of you that don't know, FinCon is a conference where money and media meet. So I'm really excited to go and to kind of nerd out with other financial YouTubers or financial people in general, not just YouTubers. I'm excited. I'm going to be sharing a room with the amazing Julia from City Girl Living on a Budget, and Mary from Mary Life on a Budget is coming as well, and I'm so excited to meet her and her family. So really looking forward to that coming up next month, but hoping to kind of set aside some money in preparation for that as well. So those are the 2 things I have coming up for August. And kind of separately on a business note, it'd be really nice to do like a quick getaway before that, maybe like a weekend, because I want to stay in a hotel. I don't care where it is, I just want to stay in a hotel. So that's kind of a potential would be nice kind of thing. But I will get into sharing how much I'm going to allocate to each of my variable spending categories. So here they are. So the variable spending categories are as follows: clothing, gifts, gas, groceries, personal care, transportation, food out, and miscellaneous. So as I'm looking over this, I'm like, okay, it's going to be tight. We're going to do it. It's going to get done. So for clothing, I'm putting $50 because I have that, the wedding coming up, or just kind of to have that set to go. Gifts, I'm going to give $100. Where it is. For gas, I am setting aside $150. If I come in under, great. Groceries, $150. Now, considering last month I went over by 60% when I also allocated $150, we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking that this month is going to be a little bit easier because I made a few purchases last month. I stocked up on some staples like fish and what else? That was really it. Not a ton. Coffee, fish and coffee. That's it. It's kind of gross. All right, but it should be a little bit easier. I've been averaging about $30 a week for the past 2 weeks. Most of my grocery outlay last month was in the beginning of the month, so I am hoping. Now my plan is for this month to be a little bit tighter. If I can stick to that. Again, USDA recommends $50 per person per week, and there's 1 person, there's 4 weeks, so that's $200. So I'm still coming in under USDA guidelines, so we'll just leave it there. Yeah, I sound really defensive. I'm like, don't touch my groceries, man. Anyway, well, that'll be my personal challenge. Actually, there's a personal challenge coming up on that. Personal care, $60. I really want to buy hair conditioner. It's not silly. It's just what I want to buy. I want to get hair conditioner. Transportation is $80, and that's for anything over and above. Gas at $150. So I kind of am caring for my mother's car when she's away. So I will be. It needs an oil change, so I'm planning to take it for an oil change. So there's that. Food out, $150, and I did really well with that last month. So fingers crossed we continue on that track, because I haven't been eating out by myself much at all. It's just I've been cooking at home, which is great, and I've been staying home, which is also great. The 75 hard challenge has helped with that a lot, because I can't go out and spend money. It's wonderful. So for my budget, and also for my mindset, my personal growth, those things. So food out is $150, and then miscellaneous, I'm putting $60 in there. So that is what I am allocating for variable spending. We'll see how that all shakes out. And these are these are the big categories that can really blow your budget if I'm not keeping track. They will threaten to take over my budget. So I am aiming to watch them closely this month. And this is a thing. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but I'm going to try. I have noticed that, like many people have said, and psychology and popular experts recommend, using cash really helps me, and being like structured about it, because I do also find that if I have the cash in my wallet, I'll spend it, like $1 here or whatever. But if I limit myself to how much cash I have available at any given time, I tend to do better with my spending. So what I'm going to do is go back to the spending cash only for groceries and gas. So if I break it down, it's like $30 a week. So I'm going to try to do that for the month of August. And usually where this ends up going kind of sideways is where I just don't have the cash, and then I have to put it on the card or something. And that gets kind of frustrating, because then I feel like, oh, well, I've blown it for this month. Just, the whole month is gone. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more measured, and talked about that all or nothing thinking, and not doing that. So kind of being resilient, but also saying, okay, this happened yesterday, learn from it, move on today. Not, oh, I'll start next month. Just move on today. So anyway, that's to say that that's sort of a challenge for me coming into this new month of August, and we'll see sort of how that shakes out in terms of how that actually works, spending only cash, because it tends to be, it's a little dicey for me at least. Although we'll see, it could be a wonderful thing, and I'm excited to see how that reflects in my budget. So something that's really going for me this month in terms of sticking to this more. So my variance last month was 7%. I only came in 7% over budget. My variance in June was actually, June was a little bit different, because why was June different? So I went over in July by 7%. My goal for this month is to come in it's $800. My goal is to come in right at $800. That would be ideal, which, let me see. So if I think about that in percentage-wise, it's right about 30%. Actually, let me do the math right now, guys. Sorry, I'm thinking of all these wonderful things. Figure it out to see what percentage that is of my total income. It's something like 30%, maybe a little bit less than 30%. And if I can stick to that, I know some percentages aren't exact for everything. Like said, a really amazing viewer, Melody V, had pointed out that, with her income, it'd be ludicrous to spend X% on food or clothing or whatever. She's absolutely right. For me, it's just kind of a benchmark to say, okay, this is reasonable and this is not reasonable. But I think keeping your variable expenses to under 30% of your income is pretty good. I think that's a good thing to do. So if I can sort of train myself to live on this or less, that would be a wonderful thing. So the thing that's going for me in terms of this month is I have this massive decluttering project for my house. It's like doing surgery on my house, and I can't if I touch one part, I have to touch these 3 parts, or I have to have a plan for moving this into place here. It's like Tetris more than surgery. And I'm trying to really be careful about, well, be intentional about what I'm doing and what's going where, so that I preserve all of the things my mom has while making space and getting rid of the things that are genuinely garbage. So I had this like massive plan, and I've been trying to work. I work like 2 to 3 hours a day after work. And then the weekends I actually end up kind of, at least this weekend, I just took off. I was like done. It felt wonderful, but I'm feeling rejuvenated and invigorated to go start at it again. So that's really kept me out of trouble in terms of spending. So because I'm really engaged in this project, which is really exciting, decluttering, and this whole vision of the life that I'm moving toward is what's motivating me most. So I'm kind of taking it day at a time, thing at a time. But it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product and to sharing that with you. So I thank you for watching my cleaning and decluttering videos. I will leave the link to that somewhere here, or maybe here, so you guys can check those out, because they are motivating for me, and it super motivates me if you watch them. So thank you as always for watching this, and I hope that you will keep watching.